Welcome back to Titan Table Talk as we have men's basketball coach Ron Rose join us here. I'm your host, Derek Bowman. And Ron, it's been a few minutes since we've talked. Last time we talked, you were just getting ready to leave for Oregon. And you just got back from Oregon.
But that didn't quite work so well, did it, Derek?
No, it did not. You actually had a couple games in between there before that trip, Wheaton and Chicago, after that talk. And then the Oregon trip got canceled, postponed, whatever word you want to use, had a couple more games, and then you just went back out there just over a week ago at the time that this airs, playing Linfield, George Fox, getting a couple wins out there. I want to start talking about that trip because our last conversation kind of ended talking about preparation. Yeah, good wins. Like to have wins. I kind of watched the scores as they went with women's games going on, volleyball going on, and everything else. But besides the basketball, what else did you guys get out of that trip?
Well, it was a whirlwind. You know, we go to Wheaton, play last Saturday, have a heartbreaking loss, stay overnight in Chicago. We're on a shuttle at 6:30 a.m. the next morning, fly out of Chicago to Portland. We get to the hotel probably 2:30 or 3 o'clock. We were very fortunate that the Trailblazers were in town playing the Lakers. And so I had an opportunity to go to that game and see LeBron James live. It was really a great opportunity for our group to bond and do something really fun together. But the next morning we're up. We have our shoot-around. We play that night. Fortunate to get a win at Linfield. Up the next morning, play that afternoon. Got a win against George Fox, went out to eat, went straight to the airport, took the red-eye midnight flight back to Chicago, got a shuttle back to campus, got here about 8:30 a.m., so lost that night's sleep. So it was a whirlwind. It was fast going, but that being said, it was a great trip and very appreciative to Mike Wagner for allowing us to make those games up. Otherwise, we would have lost them. Over Christmas time, when our Southwest flights got canceled, we looked every possible option to get out there, and there's just no way we could get out to Portland. We also spent hours on the phone contacting people, seeing if others were in the same situation, if we could play 2 games. We had the victory wagon gassed up, ready to go. We just couldn't make anything work. Couldn't find any games. So we're fortunate. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten to play those. So appreciate Mike Wagner allowing us to do that. And it was a great trip and a great experience for our group.
And I'm sure those guys who took that trip, I mean, that's a lifetime memory right there that, hey, remember that time where we got up early, flew out to Oregon, played 2 games, and flew back the same night? I mean, that's pretty crazy to do that. Let's talk some conference basketball here. It's pretty tight in the men's conference. You have Wheaton and North Park a little bit ahead of the rest of the group at 9-2, but 3rd through 7th are 6-5, 5-5, 5-6. Pick whichever team and the record, and you're right there. The thing is, 5 teams there, only 4 of them will make it into the postseason. So every game very important as we get ready to roll here. Your next game coming up is at home against Elmhurst. Preparations for that. Now that you guys actually caught your breath, actually slept in your own bed for 2-3 nights by the time the game rolls around, what are you looking at for this game?
Well, and we need to get our our feet back under us because we did not play very well at Augustana. You know, once we got back, we took that Wednesday off, had about an hour practice Thursday, Friday, and did not play as well as we needed to at Augustana. We need 2 good days of prep. We took yesterday off. Hopefully, everybody's recovered. We got to refocus our efforts, and it's a big homestand. You got 2 home games in a row before we go on the road for 3. So, we need to get back to playing the way we did, a week ago. And it's a long season. There's always an ebb and flow of highs and lows, and so it's going to be really an intense stretch because, like you said, there are 7 teams fighting for 6 spots right now, and I think it'll come down to the last game or 2.
Well, and this game against Elmhurst is doubly big because they're one of those teams right there with you that you're battling. They are their record is 5-5, exactly same as yours. Carthage is at 6-5, North Central and Augustana at 5-6. So double special for the Elmhurst game on Wednesday night. Now, for those of you who are watching this when it gets released on Tuesday on the video stream of that, make plans. Get out to the game Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Nothing more exciting than coming to Shirk Center for Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball, men, women, I don't care which one, and that band playing, get that crowd in there. How much of an advantage is it having the band and the crowd?
Oh, it's huge. The most dangerous band in the world, right? We're very fortunate. Our band does an incredible job. It creates an environment that is not like others around in our league or in Division III. And then certainly the Shirk Center is as nice a place as you're ever going to watch a game. And it's been friendly. I mean, over 80% winning percentage. So we love playing the Shirk Center. We love playing in front of our supporters. And like I said, these next two games at home, we're really, really looking forward to that stand. And we know Elmhurst is really good. I mean, I think first time when we played them, they were ranked in the top 15 in the country. So they're very talented and have, just like everybody in the league, have had their ups and downs in the league. And it really comes down to who's really playing hard and well that night. Because I think if you look at our last 6 games, we could win every single one of them. You could lose every single one of them. I mean, every single game is going to be hard fought and competitive.
Well, if I remember right, the last time you played Elmhurst, Illinois Wesleyan outscored Elmhurst, and let's see if I can get my number right, 168 to 112. The women won 100 to 58, while you won 68 to 54. I was trying to do the math there.
I was like, well, I think we scored the ball decent that night, but I don't remember that kind of output. But
yeah, you beat them 68-54, and the women played that same night also this week too up in Elmhurst. So a difference like that, I think both coaches would be happy with it.
Yeah, oh, we would take that again. We would take that again if that was a tough game. We really controlled the boards. Elmhurst is traditionally a terrific rebounding team, and that night we got them on the glass. Unfortunately, that was the last game Nick Roper played in. He sprained his ankle in the first 5 minutes of that game, and we still have not got him back yet. But that was one of our better performances of the year at Elmhurst.
Well, talking about players, let's bring up the 2 seniors, Lucas and Cody, Lucas Heflin, Cody Mitchell. I was talking with Tyler, our video guy here, who's producing all of this. These 2 guys are 4 points apart on the season. That's not 4 points per game. That is 4 points on the season. Lucas Heflin, 270, Cody Mitchell, 266, both of them averaging right at 14. Lucas actually at 14.2 and Cody at 14. And what team leaders they are.
Yeah, they've both had very good senior years. Very different players, obviously. Lucas playing the 1 and the 2 and has really shot the ball well as of late. And that gives us such a big lift. We know our strength is on the inside with our size, but if you don't have guys making outside shots as well, you don't have that balance. The defense doesn't have to. It's hard to spread the floor, space the floor, and it's great to see Lucas shoot the ball well, and hopefully he can finish up on a hot streak here at the end of the year.
Well, talking about shooting threes, Lucas is shooting just a nudge under 36%. You mentioned Nick Roper, who's played the first 6 games. He was hitting at 36% also. And then you got this guy, very aptly named, might I say, Mr. Bazell, Trey. He is shooting 40% from three-point land.
Yeah, Trey can really shoot it. And he was hurt the beginning of the season. He's still, to be honest, getting his body where it needs to be. But he's just kind of gotten better and better as he's gotten on the floor gotten a little more aggressive offensively. And I didn't want to, you mentioned Lucas and Cody, and I kind of cut that short in terms of talking about Cody. He's, it's been really fun watching his development as a player. That when he was a younger player, he floated around the perimeter a lot, got inside some. Now he has gotten so good in the low post. We call it the yo-yo post, which is just outside of the low post. and he's gotten so patient, mature, and confident in his ability to get to his spots. It's really been fun to watch him develop his overall game.
Well, I'm glad you came back to Cody, because I was about to go into the post area where he's been pretty good in there. He leads the team in rebounds with 178, 120 of those on the defensive boards. Harrison Wilmson, another one who goes on the inside for you. I know early in the season he was shooting incredibly well, cooled off a little bit. But talk a little bit more about the inside game and those two guys.
Well, our size is in most games is going to be an advantage for us, and like I said, Cody is at 6'7", is unique at the 4, that he often has a size advantage, and he brings just a wealth of experience. And like I mentioned earlier, it's just been fun watching him develop and mature as a player. Harrison has really strung together about the last 4 games. You've seen his confidence come back. And he's so skilled in there. He's able to use right hand, left hand, shoot the basketball, and I think he's really coming on late in his sophomore year. But we have a lot of depth. We call it our 3-headed monster between Harrison, Evan Schneider, and Marco Anderson. We rotate all 3 of those guys in, typically at the 5, and so you've got a situation where you're throwing fresh bodies to wear their guy down. Another guy that's emerged inside is Nathan Bolt. Nathan was out for close to a month with an ankle sprain, and he's kind of been the guy that's been backing up Cody a lot at the 4. But between those 5 guys, we've got really a strength in the low post area.
Well, you brought up Marco and Evan. Those are the next 2 I was going to go to, coming off the bench. How about this? Shooting 60% and 50% from the field off the bench.
Yeah. Both those guys know who they are and play to their strengths. They don't step out and do things they're not capable of. They both bring a ton of energy and effort to the game and a toughness level. So those guys are certainly critical to our success.
And Marco's a little bit of a personality too, isn't he?
Oh, we've got a lot of personalities now, Derek, but Marco's certainly one of them.
Well, Tyler was going through some game clips and videos and things like that, and it seems like every time the camera goes to the bench and something really good happens, Marco finds the camera and is looking at it.
Well, you love guys like that.
Yep.
I mean, that is, to me, I've always said that, guys like Marco that are playing a key role but have energy on the bench, they're the fabric of your team, and he certainly brings the energy and the fun to the team.
Well, and I remember watching the game when you were in South Dakota, where he came off the bench, and you guys had a little trouble getting the offense going, and all of a sudden it was like, need offense, add Marco, and boom, there it was.
It was Nebraska Wesleyan, and Marco's got a motor, gets to the glass. And when he goes into the game, that the opposing coaches, you can see him telling the players that are guarding him, you got to keep him off the glass, because he's just got a knack for getting to the basketball.
Oh yeah, there you go. He's got 53 rebounds, and if I look at his total minutes, for example, Cody Mitchell has 568 minutes. Marco has 195. Cody leads the team with 178 rebounds. Marco has 53. So about a third, just a little under a third in just under a third of the minutes that Cody has. So almost at the same rebounding rate as Cody Mitchell.
They're both elite rebounders, and that going back to the games that we've been successful, we've won the battle on the boards. For us to be successful, we have to win the rebounding battle.
Well, Coach, Elmhurst coming up on Wednesday, Carroll on Saturday before we talk to you again. 2 big games, like you said, Shirk Center fans come out 7 o'clock tip time on Wednesday, so be here about 6:30, 6:45, hear the band, get them warmed up. On Saturday, games at 7:15, but I want you showing up about 4:30, 4:45, because the pep band will be there, I believe, and the women play at 5 o'clock. We need to get those women a win against Carroll.
Absolutely.
And then make it a sweep with the men.
That would be great. We love being at home, and love the support of the Titan fans. There's no better fans in the country for sure.
He is Coach Ron Rose of Illinois Wesleyan men's basketball. I'm Derek Bowman, your host of Titan Table Talk.